Welcome to Kenji's Kitchen. Today we are going to make sushi rice. And sushi rice is used for many different kind of sushi. And without Japanese sushi rice, you cannot make sushi. So let's start making the great sushi rice. First of all, you want to make sure you are going to use Japanese rice. And Japanese rice is a short grain rice. And it has much more starchiness. So that's why it sticks together. You cannot use another kind of rice for this because it doesn't work. So first, you need to wash Japanese rice. And when rice is processed to make the white rice like this, they get rid of the rice bran, but still in the process, that small powder of the bran is still sticking to the old rice, and we want to make sure those rice are really cleanly washed. So let's start washing. And you cannot skip this step for making a Japanese rice. So after washing rice, it is really clean now, and my grandmother always did the after washing rice and strain like this way, and she let it sit for about 15 minutes. Nowadays, many people skip this process, but I like to do my grandmother's way. And after 15 minutes of drying in the colander, like a strainer like this, we will soak another 30 minutes in the water and start cooking. So this is the sushi vinegar we are going to create while we are waiting rice cooked. And many people use already seasoned and prepared sushi vinegars for sushi rice. That's nothing wrong with it, but I like to make my own sushi vinegar. So I'm going to use rice vinegar. And this is for 3 cups of rice portion we are going to create. This is 5 tablespoons of sushi vinegar, and this is 2 tablespoons of sugar, and this is 1 1/3 teaspoon of salt we are going to combine together. And you can cook this one to dissolve the sugar and the salt together, but it's not necessary, so you can just make sure it's going to be dissolved in this vinegars. So this is the rice cooked and waited about 15 minutes after finished, because that gives the time to make sure the rice is going to be cooked completely. So I'm going to just upside down whole thing. And this is the sushi oke, which is used for Japanese sushi rice making. And it's actually soaked a little bit in the water beforehand so that it has already moisture. But what this sushi oke does is to take some of the moisture out as well, so that it's going to be completely good sushi rice to be made. Of course, you don't need to have this sushi oke because most of you probably do not have. But if you have one, it is really helpful. And this is the rice. So, and this is already made sushi vinegar we created earlier. And I am going to evenly distribute this sushi vinegars to rice. And using this SHAMOJI, which is a sushi scooper, not sushi rice scooper, and this one actually it is easier to evenly distribute all the sushi vinegars. So now I am going to mix them. And for mix, you don't want to actually knead the rice, because rice gets squished if you do not carefully mix it. So I often, or like Japanese people say, cutting the rice instead of kneading them. And once you evenly distribute your rice, we are going to use UCHIWA, which is a fan. You can use many different kind of UCHIWA, but fan, but you want to make sure it cools down a little bit quickly using fan. So after fanning a couple minutes, you just want to turn your rice so that you are going to again cool down the bottom part as well. After flipping the rice, I'm cooling down the other side with fan. So this is completed sushi rice now, and you want to keep this one in a room temperature. We often say in Japanese hitohara temperature, which means actually human body temperature. That's the best way to serve or make sushi, nigiri sushi, or chirashi sushi, inari sushi, anything. You don't want to keep sushi rice in the fridge because it's going to be too cold and it doesn't taste right. So you usually want to cover the sushi rice with the damp cloth so that it's not going to be dry out. But you can keep this one until you are going to use it on the outside of the refrigerator. Okay? And I hope you enjoy making a sushi rice, and hope I'm going to see you next step, which is going to make other kind of different sushis with using this sushi rice. Happy cooking!